students, this is Heather Hammond-Williams, and I wanted to give you a video on kind of clarifying some of the questions on the research paper. So when you come on onto Canvas, you're going to go down to week 5. Week 5 has that module that has the research paper number 1. So that's where you're going to post it and you're going to find some information on it. So I'm going to actually click on it so you can see what I'm talking about. I have the sample there, all that will pull up in a minute. So for our first one, it's going to be due September 16th for the fall semester 2018. You have to email me your empirical articles. I suggest to do that soon and to let me look at them so I can see if they're empirical or not, so you can kind of move on to the next stage of this assignment. What the assignment is we're going to be doing a paper on children 0 to 11. You can pick whatever topic you want. Most students struggle with trying to just figure out what topic do they want. Some students in the past have looked up things like ADHD, autism, prenatal development, anything you want to do. If you're having questions, just send me an email and I can give you some help on those suggestions. The thing about where students struggle in this assignment is finding 2 empirical articles. So 2 empirical articles is going to be important. They have to be on the same topic or the gist of the same topic. So if we're doing something on ADHD with preschoolers, I'm a developmentalist, so I really don't think preschoolers have ADHD, but that is the new trend of diagnosing preschoolers with ADHD. You can look up things in your search guide for the library of preschoolers with ADHD. That would be your topic. You would need to find 2 articles that are empirical. Empirical means that it has a method section, which would have like the participant, the design, how are they studying it, this would be considered empirical, and then you would move on from there and develop a paper based on that. So what I'm specifically looking for, you need to make an introduction. An introduction is stating, what are you investigating, what is your topic, what developmental domains. I'm going to pull up a sample right now. So this one was from a prior student. Really notice that running head, it's beautiful. Capital R, lowercase h, and then language development, which is their topic, was all capital. So this is their title page. Then they move on. See right here, this is what we call a header. It's all capital letters. It's usually your title or something small. It's usually not more than 5 words, but I'll let you go with it. Over here you would have your page number. So the introduction, this student does a very thorough introduction, what she's researching, why she's researching it. Really tell me about the topic. If you want to look at that, it's on Canvas to help you with that. It's in the module for that class too. Now the part that we're really going to be looking at also is this is something that I developed to kind of help students too. So there's that running head again. This one even has I'm going to switch the screen to kind of make it bigger. Sorry guys. This one even helps you with looking at my feedback. Like, what am I asking you for? I did a brief introduction here. Look at the other sample. It has a lot more in depth. But here is where we're talking about research articles. You're basically summarizing the empirical article. You're going to go with one empirical article first, and you're going to answer the questions that I'm asking you for. So the things I'm asking you for, what's the name of each article and journal? You have to come up, kind of cite it like APA, it's right here. So Marcone, 2002, that would be that empirical article. And then you kind of tell me what is, like summarizing, what are they looking at? So this one's looking at a longitudinal research study, and they're comparing 3 types of preschools. So this topic was preschool, basically preschool programming, preschool readiness skills. So they're looking at what is the later success. So they compared at 4 years old, and then they went and looked at 4th and 5th grade. So this would be kind of the purpose, like what are they studying? What's it, really why are they studying this? Then all down here is really telling me about the methods section. First you're going to talk about what was their hypothesis. Some studies are going to have more than one. You could say that they have more than one and you're just focusing on one, or you can give me all of them. Then you're going to start telling me, what's specific about this study is different. What is their population sample? How many children are they looking at? What age are they? Are they, like in this particular study, they were looking at African American girls. So what are the things that are standing out to you that makes it different than other studies? Then you're going to kind of go on and say, what were they studying? So this one's looking at report cards at 4th and 5th grade, and they're looking at the overall GPA and then looking at the grades in each subject. So that's stuff I'm going to be looking for. Then you're going to talk about the measures, like what, developmental domains are they looking at? This one's kind of looking at everything, but, yours might be different. And then you're going to talk about what were some suggestions that you would have. So the study suggested that students that attend play-based are going to have more performances on academics and citizenship. This is kind of what we're looking at. One of the key things, do you think they can replicate the study or not? With this particular one, it would be hard to replicate, and they need to see diverse populations. I know students are always like, well, why do we have to do all this research on the same subject? This helps us get a better understanding of the topic. We can never prove, we can never disprove, we can only support or contradict a theory or a study. So some studies are going to tell you different things, and it has a lot to do with the participation of the clients or the participants, or it has something to do more with the factors that we didn't look at and we didn't think about. And that's why we do another study on that. So then the next one is talking about the next study that I was looking at. It's still on preschool. It's still looking at some of the same factors, but it's slightly different. And you're going to write it up just like the first one. Then where a lot of the points are going to be coming from is you're going to be comparing the two. So were they similar? Were they not similar? Did they say different things? Like in one of this sample, it said that African American girls that attended academic base do better in academics later on. And then the other study was saying that no, children that attend play-based programs do better longevity, they have less crime rates, things like that. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. I want you to summarize the first article, then summarize the second article, and then I want you to give me kind of a evaluation part. Usually it's going to be a paragraph, if not more, where you're kind of comparing the studies. Are they looking at the same type of participants? Are the age groups the same? Is there any, maybe they're looking at different ethnicities? Are they looking at different social economic status? Are they using different measures? Like, how are they looking at this? I want you to really evaluate, we call it the critique. You're going to critique them. Give me some suggestions what you think might happen. With this particular one, would these results be the same for children that are Hispanic, or children that are Caucasian, or from children that are from upper class? Like, what is this really? What are some suggestions that you can think about? Think about it in a very logical way. Like, what would possibly change these results? You don't have to go and do the study, but this is how researchers start designing the next study. Like, what are we going to look at next? And then you're going to have a conclusion. You're going to give me a little brief summary, like kind of what you learned, what were the findings suggesting, and support it. Remember, you do need to cite an APA. I'll do another video on that. Sorry, guys. And you also need to do a cite on the textbook. So the textbook is going to be really important for you to really understand APA, which I'm going to do another video on. Now here's our reference page. So if you want to look at some to help you, I have APA cheat sheets too, but these are the two studies. You're going to need both of them that you picked, and they need to be in alphabetical order. I really want you to know this is the last name, this is the first name initial, this is the middle name initial. They might not have a middle name initial. Then you're going to have the year. See how it's in parentheses, then that lovely period, and then moving up the grades. So this is the actual title. Notice that up the grades are all lowercase, and then this magical little 2 dots make this word right here a capital letter. And then you keep going this way. How do I know this is from the journal article? Is we italicize this. So Early Childhood Research and Practice is the actual journal article. 4 is the volume, 1 is the number, and these are the page numbers. So I gave you kind of a cheat sheet over here to help you with that. So I'm really looking at, for our first paper, children, you pick a topic, any topic you want, children 0 to 11. If you have some questions, send me some so I can help you with it. You need 2 empirical articles. Empirical means it has a method section. You're going to do a summary for the first article, then another summary on the second, and then you're going to kind of do a little critique comparing them. You're going to do a slight conclusion. You're going to start it off. Sorry, I forgot the introduction. You need that introduction in the beginning, just telling me the topic that you're picking, and I have samples on. We are going to be posting this in a discussion post because I want students to really see other students' work. And if you are struggling, maybe one of your classmates can help you more when you see their work. And you're going to have the discussion post, and then you have to respond to a classmate. You can respond, use an etiquette, but you need to be respectful and kind. Maybe you didn't think of something that they presented and you're like, oh, that's so cool, but give me specifics. Why was it cool? Why you thought it was interesting? And you also, maybe it's something that you contradicted. Oh, my study said this. Cite your study, of course. The textbook might say something different. Cite the textbook. The important thing about these responses is that they're at least a paragraph in length. You're really being specific in what you like or what was interesting, or if you found different suggestions in your research article, you're going to talk about that. You really do need to cite an APA, and that's how you get all the points, because we love points. So hopefully this video helped. Sorry, my hand's a little shaky. I forgot my little clip to help with that. But if you have any questions, please send me an email. And then the second one is just the same. You're just going to be focused on children 12 to 25. You get to pick a topic, and it's going to be the same format. You're going to have an introduction. You're going to have 2 empirical articles. You're going to do a summary of the first one. Then you're going to do a summary of the second one. Then you're going to do a critique, usually a paragraph, if not more. A page is really good of just critiquing it, suggestions that you have, and then a conclusion, and then make sure you have a title page and a reference page. So hopefully this helps.